What's going on, everyone? It is me, Nevin Xavier, with a new video. Today we'll be talking about the DJI FPV system. So I recently purchased the DJI FPV system, which includes the remote control, one of these guys, and I've got FPV goggles, these pretty cool looking ones, and the transmission system. And I want to talk about if I did made a mistake by purchasing all three together or not. I will come back to that bit later on this video. So before we go any further on this video, I want to make sure I made this clear that I am no FPV drone pilot. This is my very first step into the FPV world, and after some research on YouTube, I've decided to go the digital route. I think currently only DJI is doing the digital one. I think all other companies are doing analog, which will look like one of those 1950s TVs. So since I've been flying drones, DJI drones, for the past 5 years, I trust the companies, so that's why I went along the DJI route. So if you're like me and you've been seeing all these really cool videos on Instagram and YouTube about FPV drone pilots getting some of the most epic drone videos you ever seen, it's probably a FPV drone, because in the past few years there have been like millions of drones out there, and the normal drones, like the traditional drones like the Mavic or Phantom series, those kind of videos are getting very it is kind of common now, like it is everywhere. So as a step further, I think if you want to stand out from the crowd, this is one of the route to go to get into the FPV world. But it is not as simple as just getting a drone and flying. This is a totally new ball game. You can't just buy a drone, and you can't just buy a FPV drone and start flying straight away. So getting into FPV is not very simple as like getting a traditional drone and start flying. I do have a suggestion for people who are thinking of getting into the FPV world. So rather than buying like the whole system, what I mean by the whole system is like one of these goggles, the remote controller, and the air unit. Rather than buying all of these together, if you are thinking of getting into the DJI FPV system, just buy the remote. Just buy the remote, because it will take at least a month to practice before you even buy a drone. So there is something called a simulator, which looks like a video game, and you have to pay for it. There are some free ones, but I'm not really sure how good that is. From my research, there's one simulator called Liftoff, which is the one I'm using at the moment, and it's around 15 British pounds, which is around $20 US or something like that. And it is a really good simulator. There is a lot of different scenarios where you can fly, and all you have to do is you buy one of these DJI or any other company's remote controller. You plug that in USB and USB-C 3, and you can use the remote controller to fly and learn. And so right now I think I spent around 9 hours altogether in a week time. So that is nothing. I think in the first 2 hours I couldn't even bring the drone up, because it is completely different to how I used to fly with a traditional drone like a DJI Mavic or Phantom. So it takes some time. So don't be discouraged when you first start to fly. I think after a couple of hours you get a hang of it. And from the other channels, from my understanding, it says at least you have to practice for, let's say, 20 to 30 hours at least. That's the bare minimum. And that's when you can start to fly a proper drone. But this is December 2020, and there's already some rumors about DJI coming up with a new FPV drone. So like my suggestion will be, if you are thinking of getting into the FPV world now, and maybe wait a little bit more, because as I said, like DJI is coming with a new set of drones, and maybe they have a new goggles, maybe a new remote. So if you buy into the system, you have a goggle and you will have a remote, but we don't know if that is going to be compatible with the DJI drone, the DJI FPV drone, which is coming out soon. So this is just a rumor. I really hope DJI allow this old the version 1 remote controller and the goggle to go with the new drone. If that's the case, that'll be brilliant. But if not, it's not a big deal, because there is a lot of really good drones out there, not the DJI ones. So it is not the end of the world. But if you are thinking of getting into the FPV system, maybe wait a little bit. There's already a lot of videos on YouTube. There is one picture showing how the FPV drone looks like. I don't really have any news regarding the FPV drone. It's just pure speculation. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see how that turns around. And yeah, I want to show you some of the flight records from the Liftoff app, not the app, the simulator. And so you can see how I am flying. So most of these were taken after I hit 8 hours. So this is anything from 8 to 9 hours. These are very basic flying. At this point, all I'm trying is to fly slowly, steadily. I'm trying to find little gaps where I can fly through, because I'm learning the skill to get some really cinematic contents, not racing. So I don't like to fly really fast or anything like that. But at some point, it's really hard to slow down the drone. So I'm still figuring out how to fly the drone, to be honest. There's a lot of crashes. I crash a lot of times. At some point, it's just out of control. It is totally out of my control. So I'm guessing there's excuse me. I'm guessing there's a lot more to learn. But yeah, I'm hopeful. It's been only like 9 hours now. So hopefully in a month or two, I'll be fine, and I'll buy a FPV drone and I'll start flying. So until then, I will keep practicing. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, do comment below this video. And yeah, if you are not subscribed to the channel, please do consider subscribing, like the video, and all the good stuff. And thanks for sticking around. I know this video is not much. There's not much information, but as I said, this is my journey. This is my journey, and this I think is the first step towards the FPV world. So yeah, I'm really excited. So I'm really excited to start this FPV journey. Yeah, so stick around. Hopefully in a month or two, you will see some really cool contents. If not, I guess you guys will have to wait. If you're not following me on Instagram, do follow. I do post some really cool contents there. So yeah, go follow me. And yeah, I will see you for the next one. Thank you.